on. Hello, hello, can you hear me? Dear God, every year this room gets bigger and bigger and bigger. There's a lot of you. Now I'm nervous. Oh my God, so much bigger. Not really, I don't care. What?
We all love you!
I love how my instinct, I'm just saying, what? And you all answer at once, and I'm like, okay, it's... Oh, crap. Oh my God. What happened? Holy crap, what? Oh, summer. Can I just tell you, I love this. I love not having hair to worry about. It cuts your like getting ready in the morning time in half.
That it does.
I can wash my hair and my face with the same thing. I do have to, like, for any of you that have never shaved your head before, I know there's a few that have probably done it and might do it after this, who knows? Be sure to use sunscreen. You will have a nice, big, red, permanent hat on your head. And it hurts. Because when you have a shaved head, especially when it's new, the first thing everyone you know does is, oh, cool! And you're like, ow, 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 ow. So hello, oh my God, I'm back! And you know how this goes. I think we have, so that's the microphone they can use, right? If they want to line up to that? Okay, now don't go yet. I have rules. I've learned from you people that I need hard guidelines.
You haven't learned from our mistakes.
Yeah, me. So in a few moments, after I'm done with my introductory spiel, I will invite you to calmly and in a single file fashion approach the microphone if you like. Don't feel like you need to. But before we do, let me just raise a few guidelines that I'd like all of us to follow, please, since there's a lot of us here and this just helps things run very, very smoothly. So, what are my rules? I can't even remember my own rules. I need to write stuff down. Oh yeah, okay, rule number 1. I love you, I really, really love you, and I love you, and I love you, and I love you, and you get love, and you get some love, and you get some love. There's love under your chair right now, everybody. But for the love of all that's holy, or unholy, however you swing, can we please keep the requests down to a minimum? And requests include singing happy birthday. Screw you, I hate singing. Don't make me do it. Everyone's like, I don't want to sing. Don't make me sing. Don't make me say it's like, I'm happy birthday. Anyone having a birthday right now? Today? Anyone? No one? No one? No one? What? Why is he raising your hand? There's another person over. Okay, happy birthday to both of you. Mwah. Many happy returns. We're done with that. When you sing happy birthday, there's one person going, and 100 other people going, that also includes like, hey, can you call my friend? No, screw them, they should be here. This is for you people. The request also, like the request, what would happen if this character and this character and this character and this character were at a slumber party and the roof caved in? Or they were all in the Attack on Titan world? I don't know! Don't put me on the spot like that, it's terrible. Especially when you want me to improvise a scene between 5 characters that are all in remote areas of my range. Hello! Oh, okay, there goes my work on Monday. So things like that, I just noticed they kind of get a little, what's the word, lame. So let's take the requests down to a minimum. For those of you that want me to say the line, here you go, here's your chance, don't ask me to do it again. You know what's gonna happen, so pull your phones out if you want to hear it. All right? Guys, cover your ears. I'm hoping I was like, yep, we know the rules.
I know exactly what's coming.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, after all, I'm simply one ahead of a butler. Jesus Christ. Look at you, that's a demon who wants to eat your soul. Look at your life, look at your choices. I mean, it's kind of hot, so I can't blame you. But still. Okay, so that's cool. So like requests to a minimum. Also, this isn't the time to sign things. I like being up here, and I like you lovely people to be down here where I can keep a close eye on you. So don't ask me. Also, God, don't ask me to wear stuff. You people started that 5 years ago. And now every con I go to, I feel like people just want to throw things at me to wear, and I walk out of my panels looking like a homeless person. Like, oh, look, a cowboy hat with rabbit ears and a fur coat and, a high heel shoe made of a freaking fish aquarium. Stop it! I put a lot of work into what I wear. I wouldn't show it off. That's not true, but I don't want to wear your stuff. But I love you. Did I cover that? I love you. I don't want to wear your stuff. I don't want to sing you happy birthday. I don't want to call your friend. Your friend should be here. If they're not, sorry. They can come next time. Oh, yeah. Okay, so a question I get all the time, or I guess a species of question I get frequently is, what's your favorite? I hate the favorites question. Because I'm a neurotic human being, and when asked to rank my experience of the world in any classification, I'm like, I don't know. Because I've learned a long time ago that if someone goes, what's your favorite character? I'm terrified that, like, on some deep neurotic level, that you are a magician, and the minute I just say a character just to answer your question because you're a lovely person, you were like, boom, now you're that character for the rest of your life. And I'm like, no, that was a BS answer, damn it! I don't think anyone wants to see me in that position. Well, maybe you do, but I don't. Other than that, it's cool. Everything's cool. You know, you guys know me. We've done this before. It's been 3 years, so why don't we line up and to the mic? Everyone, be nice. Be nice. We'll try to get to as many. You all know I'm long-winded, so there's already more people than we'll probably get to.
Yep, this is a thing.
All right. Hey, sexy. I like your look. How are you?
I'm great, but I have one problem, and here's my question. Why are you not doing an 18+ panel this night?
Oh, I'm not?
What?
Damn it! No, I am. There's a, hang on, wait. There's a voice actor at the dark panel.
Yes.
I'm double checking my schedule. Tomorrow, voice actors after dark. Look at that. I am doing an 18-up panel. This be me sharing the mic. Are you going to be there? Yes. Do you have the barcode on the back of your head?
He's
That is
Hitman
hot.
from
If I was not spoken for. All right, next question.
It's okay then. Okay, testing.
Oh, we can hear you.
Okay, so first it's okay that I pick up the mic like this because I cannot reach it up there.
No one's tackling you, so I assume it's fine. Looked like you could take them anyway, so guys, just let her have the mic. Just put it back when you're done.
I promise.
I'm gonna hold you to that.
Okay.
Was that your question? What?
No.
No. Next.
Okay, so how exactly did you develop your Italia France oh laugh?
I watched cartoons and Pepe Le Pew. Does anyone remember Pepe Le Pew? Little skunk? That was my direction given to me by the director saying, hey, so we're gonna try to do the most offensive French accent conceivable. You're a crappy actor, so you should be able to pull it off wonderfully. It's true. And I'm like, so I just did that. I'm like, oh, so that was literally half of my audition was, and they're like, you nailed it. Awesome. True story. So I am relatively fluent in French. I've spoken it and read it and written it for since I was very young, but I've been out of practice for a long time. I got asked to go to a convention in Montreal, where they speak primarily French. Now they speak English as well, but they take great pride in being French, and so they will, every service industry person will be like, first, and if you answer, they don't do that. Yeah, they do. So I thought, I'm going to this really cool convention in Montreal to speak with French people. I want to try to, beef up my French again. So I'm like at home going, Okay, yes. Get off the plane. The first time someone goes, bienvenue, yeah, comment ça va? And I'm like, rather than speak in French, as I had been practicing, my first ridiculous instinct is to speak at them in English in a French accent. So my handler who came up to me, her name was Eva, and she's like, hello. I'm like, oh, it is so good to meet you. I am so sorry. And she just goes, oh. Thank you, darling. Next.
Hello.
Hi.
Is it okay if I record you?
Oh, it's a free country. What are you gonna record me doing? 18 up, it's tomorrow night, darling. Unless you got cash. Do you have cash?
My question for you is, if you had to take a road trip from California to New York with any character that you've ever voiced, who would be?
Isaac. Isaac from Bacchanal. Because we would never make it. We would end up in like Old York, across the Atlantic Ocean, somehow, robbing people. And by robbing them, I mean paying for things, and then leaving as though we've robbed. Yes, Isaac from Bacchanal, Isaac and Myriad, two characters that I love. Thank you, darling. Thank you, darling. I know you! Oh my God, it's Honey Boy! Hi! This son of a... This beautiful man, who has lovely hair, by the way, painted me a picture of the Kyoya rose. You know what I'm talking about? The one he paints outside of his frame? And it looks exactly like it. And he brought it through my autograph. Like, where was that?
Anime USA last year.
Yes, in DC, which is like near here. You guys should check it out sometime. Hi! Sorry, I just had to like sing your praises because you're freaking awesome and I love you.
Love you.
I love you! Shut up. This is between him and me. What's your question, darling?
I have an Attack on Titan question for you.
Alright.
They say that one of the weakest parts about Attack on Titan is the characters. So, as the writer, what sort of situation would you want to throw them into, or things that the characters themselves can do in order to flesh out their character a little more?
I love your question. Let me ramble for a few moments because I have very strong feelings about this.
Please.
I feel that people, and I have heard the argument made that the characters aren't very well developed. Well, they all die in the first 5 minutes, so how will they? But that's not what the show's about. Like, if you're looking for like a Stephen Moffat coupling sort of thing going on, like the show is a meditation, the entire show, like beyond like the sort of outward trappings of the Titans and everything, which is awesome, by the way, but when you get beyond like the fantasy element, of the sci-fi element of the show, which is of course great, the deeper meaning behind it, for me at least, certainly from an acting standpoint and a writing adaptive standpoint, is that it is a show about how characters must behave when they do not have the space or the emotional breadth to be real with each other. Or like they can't, like think of it for a moment. The entire show is predicated on around the time that every few moments, any moment now, these Titans may come and kill you, and everyone you know and love or hate, whatever, everyone, your entire world can be eaten and then vomited back out later by these crazy, weird, giant, junkless toddlers that are terrifying, right? And so their entire, like, it's about all of these characters have one thing in common. Whoever they are, wherever they come from, they are in a situation where they have no chance, no opportunity to be more than just this basic human creature whose business is to survive one more hour, one more day, if you're lucky, and to try to save people or whatever. I find, like, let's take a more down-to-earth, less tragic example of this. When you're in love with someone for the first time that you don't know how they're going to respond and you want to say, I love you, we all know you can't just say I love you to that person from like a speeding car when they're on the road. It doesn't work. You gotta be like, it doesn't work. You need space, time to finesse it. You need, so many things to fall into place. So if you're standing across from this other person that you love, let's say it's you, and I want to say, hey, so monster, oh crap, we have to run for our lives. there's no time. And so for me, the entire show is a meditation about what people do when they have no chance to say what they feel or to actually be what they mean to each other. One of the most potent symbols of the entire show is the first episode when his mother, excuse me, spoilers, dies. But look at that moment for a moment, like really look at that moment, which is one of the most heartrending I've ever seen in any show ever. She has this deep conflict when she is laying there telling her son and her adopted daughter, go, just leave me, just go, you need to live. And so they go, very reluctantly, but she's there by herself. What does she do? As they're running away, she can't help but scream, don't leave me. But she covers her mouth so they won't hear her. That is a metaphor for the entire show and the relationship everybody has to each other. There is no time for them to speak how they feel. And it's a beautiful, tragic work because of that. So screw people that want them to be like, hey girl, what's up? Because that's not what it's about. Thank you, darling, for a lovely question. Thank you so much. All your base all belong to us. I love that shirt.
Yes, thanks.
Where did you get that shirt?
I got it printed in in Westminster, Maryland. And
Son of a bitch. You have excellent taste.
Yes, as a person who likes doing karaoke with friends and all that, do your coworkers get together for a karaoke night and singing character?
Maybe. Maybe not. I've done a couple karaoke sessions with Chris Sabat, who's got a beautiful voice, by the way.
Wow.
Yeah, I do not. I have to be very drunk. I sound amazing when I'm drunk.
Shall we test that?
I'm like, I don't know. Karaoke terrifies me. Because I always feel like I'm gonna go in there. You watch enough people sing who are, but they give it heart, and you're just you find that you're just sort of infected by their enthusiasm for just the art of singing. And I think everyone should sing. It doesn't matter how you sing or how you sound or how professional you are. Sing in the shower, sing whatever. That's part of the joy of the human voice. You shouldn't necessarily do it in front of other people. It's like the definition, what was Thomas Jefferson once said, the definition of a gentleman was someone who knew how to play the accordion but does not. I feel that same way about people who sing unprofessionally, but I love it. So if I'm drunk and I'm around people that are doing it, I'm like, I could do better than that. And I'll get up there and learn very quickly that nothing is further from the truth. So, do you karaoke?
Yes, when I had given the chance to do so.
Oh yes, I frequently go. I once sung all of Handel's Messiah. People laughed. Thank you, darling. I'm just busting your balls now. That's what I do. I bust balls. That was my other rule. Don't be offended if I bust your balls. I will bust balls you didn't even know you had. Hello, darling. How are you?
I'm good. By the way, you have a very adorable puppy.
I do. Oh my god. Has everyone seen my French bulldog?
No!
Hey, go to Facebook. I can't do everything for you. I got a French bulldog. I'm sorry, I'm totally gonna derail your question. We'll get back to it. I have wanted a French bulldog forever because I love them. I love dogs. I love animals in general, right? Well, I haven't had an animal for a couple of years. I had a lot of life changes a few years ago, and the cat I used to have had to stay with someone else, and blah, 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 blah. I miss him, I love him, he's still around, no worries. But I was like, I want a French bulldog. They are the cutest, most adorable breed of dog I have ever seen in my life. And they're definitely also the entertainers of the dog world. They're little clown philosophers. They're just
Kind of
like...
matches you.
Thank you. Thank you. My boyfriend is actually built like a French bulldog. He's like slim-waisted, bulky, heart-shaped face, and he's always... Sit. Good boy. He's gonna kill me. I hope he's not here. Is he here yet? He's probably here going, you son of a... We got a French bulldog recently, and we took a little video of us going to get it, because we had to drive like 3.5 hours to get it, and he's awesome, and I love him, and oh my god, so much. Squish. But you had a question.
Only because I promised to ask it, and I know there's a lot of Sebastian, so please don't plot me. You want to pet my kitty?
You want to pet your kitty? Things you don't think you're going to hear when you wake up in the morning. Can you?
I'm dressed as Lady Kyo.
Will you throw your kitty up here? Can you? How's your throwing arm?
Pretty good.
Oh crap. That just happened. There. The irony. I'm gonna toss it back. Ready? I'm gonna hit someone in the face. No, I feel like I need to do this.
Just do it. Somewhere back there. Woo!
Did you get it back? You had cooperation.
And I actually have a small request, only because I recently got my 50-year-old mother into anime.
I don't even want to know how that happened.
Fruits basket happened.
If you tell me, oh, like her gateway anime was like Attack on Titan, I'd be like,
No,
Grandma's hardcore.
No, but only because her two favorites are Fruits Basket and Ouran.
What a sophisticated lady she sounds like.
And my mom recently got out of the hospital, and she hasn't gotten to watch any more of it lately. So I was wondering if you could tell her to get well as Kyoya.
Sure.
Only because I'm sure somebody's recording this.
Oh, yes.
I can find it on YouTube later.
What's her name?
Barbara.
Barbara, get well. We need you. Anime needs you. Watch more anime. Watch Attack on Titan. Maybe not. Maybe build up to that one. Maybe watch some Kami-sama Kiss. That seems like your speed. Kami-sama Kiss? Is that ever gonna happen? She'll watch the first episode and be like, why did you show me this?
She watched the first episode. She got halfway through the second one, she's like, nope, I'm done.
I'm weird about showing my own mother shows where the mother dies. She turns to me and goes, the hell are you trying to tell me, Tatum? Yeah, my mother calls me by my last name now. Well, I do hope she gets better, and good on you for introducing her to a whole other world.
Thank you.
Thank you, sweetie. Thank you. Hello.
Hello. Are there any outtakes from Spice and Wolf you can share?
I'm trying to think if I can share it. Because it's not exactly family friendly. Okay, I'm gonna curse a little bit for this one because it's kind of funny, but it's not an F-bomb. It's an S-bomb. So there's a scene, and I just did it because we were like ahead of schedule, and I like to mess with the director, and who was incidentally Jamie Markey, also a very, very talented actress and a sublime writer who wrote the adaptations for the series and recorded the first season. There's a scene where we're flashing back to, you see a quick scene of Lawrence and a few other unwary merchants, or hapless merchants, I should say, running through a forest while a pack of wolves is chasing them. And the original cue is just him, because he's freaking out. But I mean, because there were no flaps, because it was such a distant shot, I kind of was like a minute of, oh shit, 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 Jamie just goes, we're gonna talk to QC if he would keep that. I want to keep that. They didn't let us keep that. That's an outtake. There you go. There's an outtake for you.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome.
Excellent show. Thank you.
I apologize for any offense I just gave to anyone. Welcome to language. And being over 8. Hello.
Hi. I wanted to know if you were a Time Lord, what would your title and TARDIS be?
I feel like this is an important question. I want to give it some thought. I feel like, are you offering? Am I going to become a Time Lord? I'm going to be careful. Oh shit! Someone brought. There's a time machine. Okay, so there's my TARDIS right there. The TARDIS would have to be the phone wave from Steins Gate. We hope to God it's bigger on the inside. And I guess my name, what would my name be? I don't know. I'm consulting the giant version of me. What should I be called, giant me? Why do they look away every time I try to... What? I am not going to be called Tatum for 1,000 years. No. It's been bad enough dealing with it for 30. Now, Tatum Really? Doctor, the master, Rassilon, Tater Tot. Yeah, that name has been with me. You're not sorry. Lie. I would call maybe the philosopher. Okay, that sounds good actually. The clown philosopher. The Frenchie. There we go. Thank you. And instead of a sonic screwdriver, I'll have a banana. Thank you, darling. Hello.
Hello, okay. I'm gonna apologize in advance for this, but I had Little Karibo do this last year. I made Crispin Freeman do it the year before, and I've had friends who have demanded I make you do this. They want you to, as Sebastian, sing Baby Got Back.
Okay, no, I can't sing. No one's ever heard Sebastian's singing voice. Would you like to hear Sebastian sing? Right, are you ready? Are you ready?
Yes.
Baby, come back! Yeah, he's one hell of a butler, not so much with the singing. Thank you, thank you. Hello. Hi.
I have a question.
Go ahead. It's all you, darling.
Depends. Have you heard about the Five Nights at Freddy's series?
I have. I've seen it played. I haven't played it myself because I do not have the heart for it. Oh my God. I've watched like Markiplier play it. And I'm like, kind of looks like he could. Markiplier, this is an awesome guy, by the way. Markiplier kind of looks like he could be me and my boyfriend's son. It's like me and my boyfriend just became Markiplier, which is awesome, and it sounds just like that. When we combine Wonder Twin Powers actor rate, form of awesome YouTube blogger. But I watched him play it, and it scared the crap out of me. I can't do that. Five Nights at Freddy's. I lasted 30 minutes.
My question is, what would Sebastian think of Five Nights at Freddy's?
Oh, Sebastian would think, oh, charming. Yeah, Five Nights at Freddy's would be like, by the end of it, Sebastian would be running his own theme park. Yeah. Thank you, darling.
Hello.
Hello.
Okay, so I've watched your videos since 2010-ish in middle school, so I watched the panels.
Ouch. It's what makes you go, it's like, I've watched you since I was a little girl. I'm like, oh. I'm so old. So you watched my YouTube videos since 2010? So 5 years.
Yeah.
All right.
So I had a sillier question for you, but your experiences as a writer and like as a person really inspired me. So I came up with this question. The dub for free came out, and some of the response for it was really mixed because the characters act a lot different than they do in the original. So I was wondering, what was your initial or significant takeaway from the characters as you were writing them?
I've heard some criticism, and with a show as big as Free, there's always going to be, you know, that contingent of people who feel that it's very different from the Japanese. I don't feel that the characters do act very differently than they do in the Japanese. I mean, not for me. I hear them and I watch them and I'm like, oh yeah, there's things about them that transcend the language barrier even so. But people get kind of married to the original Japanese, as well they should. The phenomenal seiyus who brought it to life for the first time are amazing, and it's an incredible honor to get to kind of stand in their shadow, as it were, and try to, you know, as a writer, bring it over here and give it a home in English, so to speak, so that, because primarily, me as a writer, as well as an actor, Like, I look at it this way. As an actor, I frequently get asked, do you feel pressure because you're having to invest and bring this character to life that the audience you're trying to go for already has a very profound relationship with? So because you're not the first one to touch that role, you're often seen as kind of the interloper, the one that's like coming in and doing it, and you'll never measure up, blah, 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 blah. And while there are people that feel that way, and who will always feel that way, and you cannot please no matter what you do, as an actor, most of my experience before doing voice acting has been stage. And if anyone here has any experience as a stage actor, you learn very quickly that there's no such thing as a role you get to originate. Almost everything you've done has been touched by hundreds, if not thousands, of other actors. So you very quickly develop this idea that you're just part of this continuum of people who've all touched the character in some way. And being able to play this character, and the fact that the character can be played a number of different ways by a number of different people, speaks to how universal that character or group of characters is. So to the people that criticize, they have every right to. I mean, I have no interest in trying to talk them out of their opinion because, they feel how they feel. They have every right to it. I, for my money, though, will watch a show and be like, oh, that's amazing. But I think a testament to how lasting a show is if the same material can be given to another group of people and brought to life in a slightly different way and still have the same message, the same feeling. And it's great about Free because as a writer, I get very emotionally attached to these characters. And there are moments, and you people probably know which ones they are, where I will watch the series and start crying. Grown-ass man in my hotel room going, I don't, and like my boyfriend's like, what's wrong with you? I don't know how you're deal with it, So there are things about it that are there regardless of the language, It's not like we took the show and like, how can we piss off everybody? But I also know that frequently the people that criticize are very married to the original, and I have no problem with that because the original is glorious. Obviously, I jumped the chance to get to be part of it. But Japanese and English as languages function so differently, not just in the sense that Japanese is a different language, blah, 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 but they generate meaning in different ways. I've learned a lot over the years of how different, how people who speak different languages, how they will relate to their own language in terms of how they say how they feel versus, English is very unique in the world in that it's a language that has developed over centuries and centuries of contact with many, many, many other languages that it's all kind of a bastardized version of. We almost never say exactly what we feel or feel exactly what we're saying. There's always subtext, like 5, 6 layers of it. Case in point, let's say you go to Starbucks and some rude person cuts in front of you in line. Now, you're mad, but you might, if you're that sort of person, you might be like, excuse me, I believe I was here first. But that's not what you really want to say. It's factual, but what you really want to say is, bitch! But then you're not going to say that, right? So from a dramatic standpoint, the audience understands that there's this fundamental tension between what you feel you want to say versus what you feel you can get away with saying in a certain context. And as an adaptive writer, I try to focus on that. How do these characters use their native language to describe themselves or to relate to each other? How would they do that if suddenly the emphasis is shifted over into how English works? And it's great. So I encourage everyone to watch both versions and see, it's not a contest. It's not a contest for me. It's always like, I just want to be part of this. And so this is how I see it in English. And I think I think elements of the characters that make them the characters they are transcend the language barrier regardless. So it's almost, a show like Free is so good that it's almost impossible to screw up, is what I feel. My job is to just mute the television while I'm working on the English version, but the characters talk to me, and they do, and they say that. So, thank you for your question.
Thank you. Also, I will be going to the autograph line, and I will try to draw your dog.
Oh my God, please do. Please do. God knows there's enough photos of him online. He's so cute, guys. He's so cute. I'm still trying to find his voice. I haven't decided how he talks just yet. We're getting there. Thank you, darling.
It is an honor to meet you, Jenna Cote.
It's an honor to meet you, Papa Rome.
Yes, I am Roman Empire from Italia, though I have been mistaken for Rory on my way in.
That's a good problem to have. It's a win-win situation. You're doing a double cosplay.
Yeah. So my question is that I am actually a fan of Black Brothers. I was wondering if you had any interesting stories while voicing the role of Jiro.
Let's see. So Jiro was my first ever true lead role in anime. I had just become a full-time voice actor, and I was two roles that I had at the same time that made me believe, oh my god, because making that transition from the safe 9-to-5 job where just voice acting was something I did on the side, and I worked as a whole other career from 9 to 5 had done so for like 7 years, making the transition where I'm like, Funimation was like, you really should go full-time because you're gonna get a lot of work. And I'm like, should I do it? But I couldn't have both jobs anymore, so I gave up. I turned my back on my other career and totally threw caution to the wind, which I'd never advise anyone doing, but you should. And became a voice actor, and I was like, this may be like 2 months before I have to go back and find a crappy job somewhere to support myself, because it is hard to live as an actor. And then I got the part of Jiro, and the part of Inaru in One Piece, which is also very close to my heart. And Jiro was my first true lead role, and I was directed by Brina Valencia, who was directing at the time. And so that began mine and Brina's long relationship of working together over the years. She is like my work wife, basically, and we're very close. So Brina's also really fun to work with because she's a pain in the ass. She loves to prank, she loves to she'll be like, oh, that was adequate. Can we do that again with like 95% more acting? That's just her attitude, and she's awesome. And if you're directing her, which I've also done, she hates praise. She's just too modest. I'm like, that was awesome. She's like, shut up. Can we just do another? Oh, Tatum, stop it. Because she believes, hey, if you believe them when they tell you you're good, you'll believe them when they say you're bad. So just turn it all off. Just act. Deep, right? I do remember one thing that comes to mind that I was like, finally I had something. I was saying a line and I had a little throat gremlin. We call the little noises that sometimes come out when you're like, hey, so I'm in, I can't use that line. And she'll be like, yeah, honey, we need to get that again. There was something in your throat. I'm like, it's called talent, Brina. It just came out, and she has never let me live that down. 10 years on, and she's like, oh, hey, is that called talent too, Tatum? So yeah, that's Jiro, my first ever game.
Yay!
Thank you. Anytime. I was just going to say, no one has ever made me laugh so hard in my life until you.
Thank you.
Salutations, Mr. Tatum.
Imposter!
Found out curses.
Count of 3. Join me in an evil laugh. Let's see which one of us can go longer.
I would be honored to partake in this.
Oh, I know. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay, you win. Shut up.
I feel like between you and Yano Mamoru, I've taken kind of like heavy inspirations for my demeanor as Pouing Kyoya for my cosplay. And speaking of inspirations,
yes.
What was it like with, benefits, challenges, and experiences, both co-writing the show as well as taking a lead role? And I feel like I had an inference of where a lot of the inspiration came from. So, could you improv a line of Kyoma forcing, his future gadget lab members to sit down for a season of Doctor Who, a 48-hour marathon?
Oh, 48-hour marathon. Oh, God. Okay, first of all, he would not have to force anyone to watch it. Well, he had to force Kirisa to watch it with him. But no, I don't know, he'd probably be something along the lines of you will sit down and you will watch Blink and you will shut up and you will like it, or you can no longer be friends, though you will still give me coffee. As far as, do you have a doctor? I have a Diet Coke, I failed. I can't drink sugary drinks anymore. I can, I just choose not to. Dr. Pepper is awesome. I'm just gonna take a drink of mine. That's weird, seeing yourself drink, it's weird! I became a lot of people just... I feel like I need a wall, So, so you want to talk about like the inspiration for the writing,
Writing
and
and
stuff.
acting.
So how many people here know Steins Gate, have seen it? Oh my God, I love you. For those of you that don't know, I'll try to talk about it without giving too many spoilers away, or actually any spoilers, because it is a very spoilerific show. Like it's about time travel, very realistic take on time travel, I might add, and it's a show that starts kind of lighthearted and funny. It's kind of about the dynamic between these very awkward friends and these sort of outcasts and nerds, you know, me and people like me and you know, but then they basically accidentally discover time travel and they end up, you know, developing this whole theory about it. And about halfway through, the show gets extraordinarily real and extraordinarily dark. It is one of the best, most dramatically satisfying shows I've ever watched in any genre, be it animated or live action or what have you. I was given the great honor of bringing to life in English as an adaptive writer with the sublime Patrick Seitz, who I've worked with on many, many shows. He's one of my favorite, if not my most favorite person to work with as a writer, because I feel like we share one very weird brain. And we would come months prior to the show's auditioning, or the dub auditioning, we would write the first 6 episodes to kind of establish the tone. We would talk every night and be like, oh my God, this episode, oh my God. We would turn into 12-year-old fangirls talking about the show because of just how good it was and how clever it was and how wonderful the original is. And as we started writing it, I thought, God, Okabe, aka Kyoma, sorry, was this character that I felt like I could bring all of the things to. There's nothing that he couldn't say because he has a brain that's just out of this world and so weird. So I'm like, so why not quote Shakespeare? Why not suddenly be able to like quote, you know, Shelley and quantum theory in the same breath? Why not compare Star Trek to like, you know, the poetic visions of Lord Byron? You know, why the hell not? And he could do that because that's the kind of character he was, and he's big and over the top, and you come to understand as the series gets going that his sort of arrogant but very lovable nature that's always at 10. Like here's most of us, here's Okabe. Everything is at 10. You begin to understand that it's a coping mechanism. It's a sort of a veneer he wears in order to be able to navigate the world, which he doesn't really quite understand very well. It kind of leaves him behind, so he's very much an outcast, and so he's playing this role of this mad scientist because it gives his life meaning, and otherwise he feels very empty inside. And the people that he surrounds himself with are the sort of people that are very lovable and very loyal to him in their way, but they're also the sort of people that just kind of love to watch him wear himself out. And when things turn very, very real, I'm getting ahead of myself. So I got to write the show, and then while I'm writing the dialogue for Okabe in particular, I would just laugh to myself going, I do not envy the son of a bitch that has to bring this to life. Oh, it's me? Shit. So then it goes like this. So the first 6 episodes are written, and then they audition, and I landed the role of Okabe because Colleen Clinkenbeard, the show's director, like, there's no one else that can do this. You have to do this. You have to. You wrote this for yourself. And I'm like, I didn't, but I don't want to do this, but I have to, because you don't say no to Colleen Clinkenbeard. And thank God I don't, because I go in and I start acting and I'm having a ball. But the rest of the show has to be written while we're recording it, so there's like, it's like a race. So my day for about 4, 5, 6 months, timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly, I forget, especially working on a show like that, I would go in to record for about 8 hours a day because Okabe is enormously vociferant, loquacious. He can use words like that because he's Okabe. And then I would come home and have to write on the same show for another 5, 6 hours. Go to bed, wake up, wash, rinse, repeat for 4 months. So unlike most roles where, you know, if it's really dramatically challenging or just emotionally demanding, you're able to kind of slough them off at the end of the day and be you again. And it's in fact very important to draw that line or you kind of lose your mind. It's no longer acting, it becomes too real for you and it's kind of psychotic and unhealthy. I couldn't do that, I never had the space. So I was just Okabe. I just felt like I was that character for months and months and months. Which is awesome because he's such a great character and I learned a lot about myself and my own limits in the process, but there is a particular moment, and I'll tell this story and I'll try not to get weird about it. So there's a scene, without giving anything away, but there's a scene, those of you who watch the show know of, where I'll just say he's in the backseat of a car. Do you know the one I'm talking about? It's about halfway through, it's when things get real, and he's in the back of a car, and he is devastatingly genuine in this moment. Like, for the first time in the entire series, we see him go from being this person who is just used to being the arrogant, loudest guy in the room, who everyone's like, who kind of everyone just tolerates, to suddenly he realizes here he is basically pleading for the life of his friend at great peril to his own, knowing that there's nothing he can do about what's going to happen, and he is just a shambles of a person. And in that few moments, he's so raw, like the veneer, everything he uses to cope with reality and with the world does not work anymore. And so he's in this moment where he is just crying, going, please don't do this, I'm nothing, I'm shit, just, let me be real. And, sorry, I get kind of choked up talking about it, because when I wrote the scene originally, I watched the Seiyu's performance in the original, and I'm just tears streaming. I mean, it's impossible not to be affected by that original performance because it is so perfect. And I'm going, oh my god, and I'm like drinking heavily. Oh god, and just writing that scene was insane, because as a writer you get vested and you're kind of acting it out in your living room as you're writing it to see if it can be done to the timing. And then I'm like, I've got about 4 weeks before I have to actually do that in the booth, and I don't know that I have the chops. I don't know that I have the chops. I've never, ever touched a character like this before. So then we go into the booth 4 weeks later to do that scene, and I knew the day had come for that scene. That scene, the turning point. It's when after that, the show is just one big, raw, emotional roller coaster where you're like, like it is dreadful and glorious at the same time. We went in the booth, and thank God that I had Colleen Klinkenbeard directing me, because she's one of the best damn directors I've ever gotten to work with, because she knows an actor's mind, and she knows good writing when she sees it, or she knows sincere writing, I should say. I was in this booth in this moment, and suddenly it became way too real for me, and I had a breakdown. And I couldn't stop crying and just saying, no, don't do this, da-da-da-da-da, basically being him, trying his best, even when the engineer had paused the video, and Colleen was like, Tatum, sweetie, where are you right now? And I'm not kidding you, I was like, I don't, ugly cry. Not like the Demi Moore from Ghost single tear down one eye cry, like the snot things flying into your mouth. Like it smells weird, like They think you're dying. If you'd done this on the street, people would throw change at you. So I was in the booth doing this, like all but crouched in the fetal position in the corner of the damn booth. And Colleen's like, okay, honey, you're gonna come out of the booth, and I'm gonna slap you. You're then gonna splash some cold water in your face and walk around for a little bit. We're gonna take a little break. Okay? Alright? We want Michael. Okay, bang. Okay, bang. Can you let Michael back up, please? Michael needs to drive. You don't have your license yet. So I come out and I do this, I'm terribly embarrassed, because I'm like, oh my god, all these professional people, and I've just had this really weird moment in the booth that all of them are like, okay, I don't think I'll look at Tatum again in the same way, because I've just seen him, reduced to pulp. I come back in a few minutes later, ready to try to do it again, and she's like, well, honey, I have an offer for you. You can try to do it again, if you want, or just know everything you did when you had your breakdown totally worked, and we can use it if you prefer. And I'm like, yes, please God, use it, I don't want to do it again. So for those of you that have not yet seen Steins Gate, or for those of you who have, and you know the episode I'm talking about, I think it's episode 13 or 14, they all run together for me because the show is so complete in itself, and I forget episode numbers, but that moment is me really having a breakdown, and they just kept it. Because I didn't want to do another take. That is how that show was for me. That's a long answer, I realize, but thank you. I love Steins Gate. It's great. Am I going for... Oh my god, I've got like 10 minutes, so we're gonna do like lightning round, so we're gonna do fast, and I'm not gonna get to everyone, but I love you! Yes, darling, how are you?
Hi, okay, I'll try and keep it quick then. Loving free.
Thank you.
Loved it in Japanese, loving it even more in the dub. Can you talk a little bit about the casting and dubbing process? Because I'm going to be honest, I kind of almost thought that Todd Habercorn, as ridiculous as it sounds, was going to end up with your role, not Haru. He's great as Haru, he really is.
Oh, yeah. That's why I never thought about that. I guess Todd's an amazing actor, so Todd could have literally, I think, played just about anybody in that show and pulled it off. I mean, I think most everyone could have been switched around, and done a great job because everyone's, not including that. I mean, when I saw a character with glasses, I'm like, I'm probably gonna play that guy if I end up in the show. And I was writing the adaptations going, I'm probably gonna play this guy. I have a feeling I can play with this guy. Oh, butterflies. Oh, penguins. It's gonna be me. And it was me. And I'm like, shocking. Every now and again, though, you do encounter that character that you just kind of, when you just want to come out of the audition booth into the waiting room, all the actors are like, go home, bitches, I nailed it. The audition process was just like any other. They wanted, they wanted as many of us to come in as possible. And at the end of the day, Jerry and the gang were like, you guys know these characters. This is you. You should do this. And I'm glad they did because I feel very close to the show. I
His
love
heart's even meatier in the first season. I think you're probably looking forward to that.
Maybe.
Do you guys get to do the water gun battle episode?
No idea.
Oh.
If I did, I couldn't tell you about it. Thank you, darling. Yes.
Hello.
Hello.
First off, I just want to say you and my friend have the same birthday. She wanted me to tell you that. And second
Oh.
off, yeah.
What? Someone else was born on that day? Weird.
That's Black Butler, and she's like, oh, tell that. My question is, what was the weirdest question you ever got at like a con?
A guy asked me if he could have my babies. That was weird. And I thought it was a joke. He came back 2 years later at the same con and asked me the same question. I'm like, I don't think it works like that. I mean, we could try. Kind of cute, but I don't think we're gonna. I don't know. I'm not easily weirded out. I'm kind of a strange guy myself. You may have noticed. So people like weird people. Some people will think, oh, that's a weird question. I'll be like, is it? Because it just seems like Thursday to me. But yeah, that one jumps to mind. I get all you lovely people who just want to be nice and come up and say, I love you, can you do this? Like, that's what I get. I don't get the people that are like, I hate you, why did you ruin my favorite anime? I'll be like, because you're a dick and I hate you. It never happened. I'm kidding. But yeah, I get that. I guess the cute guy that wanted me to have his babies.
Like that one.
Or wanted to have my babies. I forget what either one. Neither one of us was going to have a baby. But he wanted one.
I was gonna say like that little girl who wanted you to sign the wall scroll. Did that fall?
Oh yeah, no, that's not weird at all. That happens a lot too. The funniest was her mom looking at me like, yep. Thank you, darling. Memories. Hello!
Hi, my name's Corey. It's nice to meet you.
Hi, Corey. Nice to meet you too.
It's a pleasure. I'm a young voice actor, so nice to meet you.
Welcome to the family.
Yeah, thanks. I had a question. You said you had a stage background and also in the booth, so you kind of know about the difference between an actor and director and that kind of dynamic. And now that you have directed, I believe.
Oh yeah.
Can you kind of like help me understand a little bit about getting into like a director's head sometimes? Because sometimes I'm sure you've met that director who's just, they're telling you to do something, you're going, I have no idea what you want me to do.
Well, okay, so as an actor, your job is to, or our job rather, our job is to basically be ready for the weirdest shit you will ever hear to come out of a director's mouth as they try to explain to you what they want you to do. Now, a good director will do that in lieu of giving you a line read, because the line read sometimes is a little insulting. You're like, I can read, thank you. I can do this. Just give me a chance. Just tell me where we're going. Tell me what the subtext is. If the director is any good, you're not gonna feel weird. Like you'll feel like, oh, okay, I get it. But occasionally you're gonna have to deal with that weird director that doesn't really know how to necessarily describe what they want, or who you just for whatever reason don't click with. They're like that. But it's a professional job, like any other job. You have to just suck it up and do it, and to go, yeah, sure. I've been in the booth. I do a lot of commercials, and I've had commercials where the person directing me had zero affectation in their voice, zero, just flat, and they would try to give me a line read for something that was very announcery. Like, let's say, hey, blah, 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 is how it wound up sounding, but it went to there from, we need you to do their line read like this, da 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 da. And of course, I can't go, what? Because that's terrible. I mean, these people are paying me. I can't be like, what's wrong with you? You're terrible. You can't do that. So you just have to go, oh yeah, cool. And hope to God you've got a good engineer that's with you that can just go,
We're on the same page.
as long as you feel you've got that. The engineer, trust the engineer. The engineer will always be like, yeah. And don't be worried because this will happen a lot, especially if you're in one of those booths that has the glass wall that separates you and them, and you look out when you do what you think is just the best possible scene of my career. I've just totally lived it and invested it. It's very real. And they go, thank you, and turn the mics off and proceed to go. Light a cigarette up and are like, yeah, I guess that's good, we'll go on. So that happens, you just have to kind of get a big skin.
That's kind of what I think.
Yeah, make friends with a receptionist, that's what I do.
It is weird looking at yourself on the big screen, I can tell you that. I feel like...
Every time I'm like, what happened to my hair? Oh,
hey, Mr.
there it is! Ah!
Thank you so much.
You're welcome, Corey. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
All right, I have 5 minutes, so I have time for just a handful of more questions, and maybe not even that. So we'll try. If I don't get to you, I love you anyway. And we'll do this next time. Yes?
Hello, Mr. Tatum. I met you at AUSA last fall. Right. Thanks for coming here.
Thank you
again.
for coming here.
Question.
Yes.
So you did the adapted script writing for free during the summer.
Correct.
How much of the show was actually your script, and how much of it was improv? And what does backstroke for days actually mean?
I have no idea. The backstroke for days line, it was this funny idea I had, because like Jamie's character, or Go, however we pronounce it, I always forget because her real name is Ka, everyone knows. It's Ka, with a K, damn it. I thought, well, she's gonna write this cheesy dialogue because she's like, I'm writing all this, all you just go out there and say it. And it sounds to me like something she would have gotten from a workout video. Which if you have, if any of you have ever done like a workout video or something and you get one of those loud, weird, guys that is like, come on, diamonds of gold! Diamonds of gold! What the hell? You can't have diamonds of gold, Mr. Horton. You can't. I realize you're trying to inspire me to lift, but shut up. So I thought it'd be really funny if she kind of stole all her dialogue that she wrote for them from, muscle workout videos or instruction videos, and that's something I've heard. Come on, you're gonna have biceps for days. You're gonna have quads for days. I'm like, oh my God, backstroke for days. This is it. It fits, we're keeping it.
The internet loves you for it.
I love when stuff like that happens, because I'm just like, oh my God, please love it as much as I do, because I think it's wonderful. And it's great because it's Mako saying, and he's like, I don't know what it means, but I trust out, so I'm gonna do it. I got backstroke for days. We're like, you poor bastard.
Didn't you watch that
Thank
show?
you very much.
One episode. Okay.
Hello.
Hello. Oh God, another one.
You ready for another laugh off?
Yes. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3.
Sorry.
Whoa.
We're gonna fly, my pretty fly.
I just wanted to say one of my favorite scenes that you wrote and did was in Steins Gate was the ghetto scene where
oh my God, that was Patrick Seitz's beautiful line.
Word to your mother?
Yes. Patrick's like, don't be mad at me, but this is the only way this will work. And I'm like,
it works.
I love it. And we did it. We're like, we're gonna get letters. It's one of my favorite moments. Thank you. Thank you. All right, last question, and then I have to wrap it up. I'm sorry, I love you all. Hello, darling. You get the last question.
Earlier this month, you tweeted that something funny had happened in the booth, and I was wondering if you could tell us that story.
It wasn't funny. It was actually rather weird. It was a good weird, but I can't tell you yet. I'm not sure when I'll be able to talk about it, but it's pretty awesome. Let us just say I was working on a show, and in the midst of working on the show, I got to hear the vocal performance of someone I didn't know was even in the show. And when I suddenly realized they were, I was like, you're kidding me. Really? Oh my God. That's all I'll say about that. Yeah, screw you. I'll probably adore it. I remembered it's one of the most profound moments I've ever had in the booth. So when the time comes, I will be tweeting about it extensively. Yes. Guys, thank you so much for coming. the 18-up panel tomorrow night. There's all a few other things. I will also see you around the con. I love you. Have you. Bye.